happening with the Iraq Dinar, something that's unfolding right now that I want to talk about. But I want to also share a strategy that caused me to grow my wealth exponentially, especially after I invested in the dinar over 14 years ago, 13 years ago, something like that. That not a lot of people understand because there are a lot of people holding on for something really big, and I believe something very big is coming. I've talked about big things with the dinar, with certain cryptocurrencies. The cryptocurrencies are taking off. I've talked about gold. Gold's taking off, and not everything will happen at once. And I want to share this strategy with you. But I've been getting a lot of requests for people asking to talk about an update. I've got two news stories to go over with you, but I want to show you a screenshot of the dinar versus the dollar. This is a 1 year chart. It's pretty interesting, quick little screenshot, right? Now I know that's very basic, that little screenshot, but what's going on right here? Something's happening. Well, I got a text from someone the other day, or an email from a subscriber, and he says, "Look, I need you to look at this. Something's going on. This basket of currencies that the Iraq dinar is going to be a part of. There was a glitch. I went and confirmed it myself. I clicked on the links and I screenshotted this. Let me explain something. This right here, the rupee versus the dollar, a little glitch. I know it's backwards. It's up 95,000%, right? Then you've got the Vietnamese dong up 990,000%, right? I'm sorry they're backwards. I can't reverse my, well, actually, is it backwards on this phone? I'm using a different phone. Type 1 if it's reverse, the image reversed. Type 2 if it's not. So I know. And then this is the Iranian rial up, what is that? 10 million percent. 10 million percent, right? Okay, so it's good. All right, thank you. This was one heck of a glitch. But then you couple that with what's going on in the dinar, and I've brought some videos before about the dinar that I think are very logical, so that people don't lose their mind and put everything into it. And I want to teach people about cycles, because where your real wealth is when you move money from one asset class that moves up and then you put it into another asset class that's devalued at the time, and then it moves up. And I'll remind you, we just today, right now, reopened the it's the post filming now. We're in the next phase of the discount for the tax liens and tax foreclosure master course bundle. If you want it, the link's down below. And I'll explain why it's important to move from one cycle to another, okay? Because there are a lot of people that are going to make a lot of money on the dinar one day. They're not going to know what to do with it. And a lot of people will blow it because they've got big ideas of grandeur, of, doing things that they've never done before. But what you don't realize is, like, right now, you could be winning and making money right now, guaranteed rates of return, to then take those returns and go and buy more dinar or silver or cryptocurrency. Okay. And that's what I'm going to teach people right now, getting ready for this massive wave of, well, it's already started, but the biggest part of the wave begins this spring. So these are the stories I want to talk about. And real quick, type dinar if you own dinar, okay? And if you don't, type no dinar. I'm just curious how many people are watching this specific video right now. And I know a lot of people are going to ask me how to buy it. I bought mine through a currency exchange that was listing dinar a long time ago for sale on eBay. They were registered with the US Treasury. So I can't tell you now because I bought mine a long time ago and I went and stored it away. All right. But what people need to realize is, if you really want to understand what happened to the dinar, because the dinar historically has always been worth 2.5, 3.5 times what the US dollar is worth. How many people did not know that? Actually, type 4 if you did not know that. It's always been historically worth more than the US dollar. And so is the Kuwaiti dinar. And what Bill Clinton did is it went in and destroyed the value of the Kuwaiti dinar. They didn't tell anyone. They bought it all up, and then they revalued it back to its value. It went from, like, let's say $3 per dinar for $3 for one dinar down to 5 cents, and then they revalued it. This is cool that there's a lot of people that don't know this story. And so when we're talking about natural resources, and this big change that's happening has to do with these natural resources, and these agreements with China and Russia and all these other countries around Iraq right now, they're setting up trade deals. It's making the dinar more valuable because like what happened back with Bill Clinton, they went from 5 cents and he made this historic speech. You can go find it on the internet where he goes, "We're going to take care of the Kuwaiti people now that we've restored justice, and we're going to bring the dinar, the Kuwaiti dinar, back to its original value." Well, on the face, everybody would have thought that was just a great humanitarian effort. No, it wasn't. It was a money scheme to where all these Congress people and the president, all kinds of people bought the dinar at 5 cents and then they sold it back into the market multiple dollars, right? Well, they planned on doing that exact same thing with the Iraqi dinar. And I was privy to some videos a long time ago that I got to see with my own two eyes. Can't find them now, but generals talking about how they were going to revalue it. They're going to do the exact same thing they'd done with the Kuwaiti dinar. That's why we moved into Iraq to go get Saddam, because Saddam said, "Hey, no more oil for dollars. I want euros." You see, when people understand the value of currencies and how, see, Forex traders are incredibly intelligent. I don't know if you realize this. To be a Forex trader, you have to have such your pulse. We use this in CPR, two fingers, right, on the pulse of the worldwide economy. And you need to be so on top of geopolitical events to make money, but you can make a lot of money trading Forex, for trading currencies. And so these stories, I want you to start thinking about how these stories are going to bring value to the dinar. And if you're just jumping on, I know this sounds silly, but this is a 1-year chart of the Iraqi dinar versus the dollar. Just a quick Google search, and this is what you're going to find. What is going on right here? Okay. So check this out. Here's the two stories I want to highlight. And I want to remind you guys, yes, I did just reopen. It's now mid-filming discount for Tax Lien Pro and foreclosure. Oh my goodness, Tax Foreclosure Master. And I don't know how long they're going to go for, okay? Because we're going to close it off again and go to the next phase. This will be my most expensive course ever because I'm going to be able to show people how to make money right now. All right, so the first one is, all right. Oh, here, I got to go in order. Actually, it's a big deal. So a month ago, Biden had some problems with Iraq. And Biden got a lot of problems. This story is out of Forbes. Biden responds to Chinese foothold in Iraq energy sector. The U.S. government is laser focused on bringing American companies to Iraq to rebuild its energy sector in an attempt to edge out Chinese investors, reduce emissions from Iraq's oil and gas production, and counter Iran's growing influence. In August, Forbes reported that over the past 4 years, Iran has become more energy dominant, cash rich, and globally influential. Now, this story, you're going to see how this story gets debunked in the next story. The Biden administration is now pivoting swiftly to help Iraq under its new pro-business Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani. Everybody recognizes that the asset that Iraq represents, second largest proven reserves in OPEC. This is from Jeffrey Pratt, the State Department's Assistant Secretary for Energy Resources. Iraq has 145 billion barrels of proven oil reserves, which is about 100 years of supply at the current rate of production, according to the World Bank. All right, so there's the baseline of what I want to tell you. Iraq has the second largest oil reserves or proven oil reserves in OPEC plus. So now let's dive into this next story because Biden's going, "Oh, hey, I want to," it sounds like we want to help Iraq. That's not what they want to do. So this is where it gets very real. And I want you to think about the importance of understanding again what happened to the ruble, the Russian ruble, when Biden was screaming and yelling, "Go, we're going to turn the ruble into rubble," and then he got completely slingshotted because the value went from down to the dumps to just exploding higher because Putin said, "Oh, no problem. You want to destroy our currency? This is a financial war right now. We're going to just start selling our oil at a discount, but you have to buy rubles." Well, this is what's happening with dinar, and this is what people need to understand. There's slowly agreements going on and backdoor deals where countries are buying up the dinar in order to do this. Check this out. This story is just recently put out through pvtech.org, and it's entitled "Energy: China to Start Construction on 1 Gigawatt Iraq PV Power Plant." It says the China Energy International Engineering Company is about to embark on a milestone 1 gigawatt solar project in Iraq. Okay, so let me back everyone up. The media wants you to believe, and if you would go to Iraq right now, you go, hey, third world country, it's been knocked back, 10 notches, right? So how many of you have that feeling about Iraq? When you think the word Iraq, the country of Iraq, type 5 if you go, yep, desolate, disgusting, third world country, they're not technologically savvy or advanced, right? Okay, well, this is the thing. What's happening is we have put our thumb on Iraq for so long, for decades, way longer than before Saddam, right? And we've wanted to keep them as a third world country. And they've got all these reserves, oil, and we want their oil. We want to buy their oil super cheap while keeping our oil in our country in the ground very valuable. Okay. This is taking a chapter out of Operation Paperclip and Hitler, how he ran out of fuel and oil at a certain point of the war and just couldn't keep paying the army, right? Or keep it running. We're doing that. Okay. So what China and Russia and all these other countries know, they're like, look, we want to walk away from the US dollar standard and we need all of our currency strong. So we need to build up bilateral trade between countries. And so what we're going to do is we're going to invest money. This is China, invest in Iraq. And we're going to go, look, here's the deal. We've got all the materials, the know-how and stuff to bring you into a first world country. We can start building power plants, all kinds of things, infrastructure into your country. And this is what we want in return. We want an agreement that you're going to sell us your oil at a good price, a fair price. And what we want, and we're not looking for a smoking deal. What we just want is a guarantee that you're going to sell it to us. See, that's what's going on. Right now, there is a war and the other side is winning, okay? They're working out a deal right now, and they've been doing this for a couple of years. Ever since Biden took office, they've been like, hey, this is the weakling in the office. Let's go strong. And so what's happening is they're going, hey, we're going to set up these deals. Don't worry, the U.S. is not going to come and bomb you anymore. They got a wussy in the office, okay? So we're going to set up these deals, and you have the backing of the BRICS now, China, Russia, India, and we already know that India is involved in these deals as well. So when we're talking about the dinar as a currency, you have to understand how something like this, something can change literally overnight because something big's announced and the Forex traders race over to buy up dinar. And again, remind you that there's only two currencies in the country that it's illegal to buy. You can't actually go to a bank and buy these two currencies. If you go to a currency exchange, a bank, if you say, hey, I want Canadian, currency, I want European currency, I want Australia, whatever. All these things. Yeah, no problem here. This is the exchange rate. Order the cash. I want Vietnamese dong and Iraqi dinar. Oh, crap. We can't do that. And no one in the bank will be able to tell you that. As a matter of fact, do me a favor. Have you say it's correct. Say 100% correct if you know what I'm talking about. You went to the banks. And no one at the bank knows anything about this, except for they'll tell you, well, the reason why you can't have it is because we don't want you to lose your money. Well, the truth is those two currencies have excelled, compared to the dollar. If you would have bought them 10 years ago, you're already sitting on a profit. Most people don't know that. I remember telling a bank manager, I'm like, oh, you're trying to protect me from making money. Copy. Okay, so that makes sense. But that's the case. Not many people understand this. And so like when I talk about, and I want to bring very realistic ideas into people's minds about these amazing windfalls that are coming in the future. I did it with gold. I said, look, if you're gonna, I would get into gold. This is when I started the channel. It was like what, $1,200, $1,300. I'm like, don't put all your money into it. Let's start these baskets, right? Hey, look at this dinar. Don't put all your money in these baskets. Look at XRP and Bitcoin. Don't put all your money. And then what's going to happen? Silver and things like that. One's going to pop, and you're going to need to shift money over. People don't understand. Like, I like things that are guarantees, right? And so one guarantee is diversification. And like what I've already started teaching people, and people are already getting the coaching calls and they're learning how to buy these liens. You can make between 8 and 36% on your money in a year. And my coaches are doing it to where they're making that much like every 3 months. That's guaranteed money from the government that's going to come back to you if you do it a specific way. Like it's mind-blowing to me that most people don't know how to do this. I'm showing people how to buy it starts, I mean, this is going to be my biggest course ever. I'm showing people how to buy tax foreclosures, not bank foreclosures. Bank foreclosures, you're paying right now, going rate, market rate. Yeah, that's stupid. That's the most disgusting, stupid thing I think you could ever do, right? The only benefit of that is on an REO, you're not dealing with the emotion of a seller. You're dealing with a bank employee. They just want to get it off their books. But you think about it and you're like, hey, I can show people how to buy homes right now for 20, 30 cents on the dollar and then clear the title, put a quiet title down on it, clear the title, and then flip it. Like this is real wealth creation. And then you could take that money and go buy more dinar, or go buy more silver, or um, if you want that discount, it's down below. It's over 80% off. I want to say it's 85% off. That deal is not going to be around much longer. When we pull this deal, it's going to go up again. And eventually, this will be my most expensive course because I am building the most cost effective training in this subject in the entire industry, because this industry is fraught with people that want to just take people's money, and it makes me disgusted. I'm one of those people that have spent thousands and thousands of dollars on multiple courses in this subject over the years, and I'm just like, come on, you got to be kidding me. And all they want to do is call you and ask you for more money. So I'm like, I'm going to build the alternative, but I'm going to give it to my subscribers first for the very, very low price, and it's just going to keep going up, and whatever I sell it for, it will be the best price deal in the market on that part of financial education. If you own Dinar, I highly suggest you also be involved in some type of other investing, because what it'll do is it'll pull your mind away from it and you just set it over the side. Like I've been sitting on XRP for a long time, and now look, it's exploding. XRP is what, at $1.45 now? I think it hit $1.50 just a handful of minutes before I started this video. That's exciting, but I can't touch it for a while because it's going somewhere a lot bigger. And I'm going to take that money and I'm going to dive it into real estate, into massive apartment buildings. In the next year or two, you'll see me buying 100+ door unit complexes, class A apartment complexes on the channel. And no one will ever be able to say, oh, look, must be nice for him. Say, no, that guy for the last 4 years has been showing us how to go from nothing, from zero to hero, to literally start with pennies, just like I did in the early 2000s. And that's what I've been wanting to show people. And let me ask you this: if this type of conversation about the dinar made sense to you, because there are a lot of people that are these fake gurus that run out there. I'm not a guru. They go, hey, it's gonna revalue tomorrow. This is gonna be amazing. Buy it all now, and they get all these clicks. I'm like, gosh, dang it! Those same people were sitting around 10 years ago. I know some of them personally. I'm like, that's not how you show people how to invest and become wealthy. Type 10 if this makes sense to you, because there these people out there that are making all these empty promises, and they're selling you dinar. I don't have any dinar to sell you. I own my own. I got enough. It's over there, you know. But a lot of people have treated it like a get rich quick scheme, and there will be a day where it will be that day where you're like, boom, hey, it's revalued. I mean, the Iraqi government has already revalued it a couple times in the face of forex traders that are mocking them, and they go, no, see, we know what's going on behind the scenes. And so I get all that, but I don't want people having a false sense of security or hope. I mean, there are people that dove all of their money into it. I know a guy that's a prophet. He's like, hey, I'm a prophet. And, and he was telling me one day, he goes, you're a rookie. I'm a veteran at this. I'm like, dude, I know of a lot of these things that you got wrong. But he was too busy bragging about how he's a rookie, younger guy that hasn't been doing this as long, but he's telling me how much of a veteran he is. I'm like, copy. I'm like, so far, everything you've said is not happening, and that's not going to help people. Helping people is showing them a little wins at one little win, another little win, and on this channel, we're seeing people get just getting win. If you've been watching this channel, and this isn't for me, just please understand, this isn't like, hey, look at Ninja, there's all kinds of people out there that get this right? But if you've been winning ever since you've been listening and you've been doing, hashtag winning down below. And why you need to say that is because you got to remind yourself, and I do it all the time. I was driving here before, making this video, and I'm like, I'm having to remind myself, okay, this was good. You did good there. You didn't do too good there. You did good over here, and I'm trying to talk myself into reminding myself, hey, you're on a good path. But so many people get off the good path and they go, hey, I'm a screw up, or I missed the boat. And then it stops you and it stops progress. Well, I don't know if you've been checking around, but this ain't the time to stop. This is the time to run. And we're making money. We're making money in gold. We're making money in silver. We're making money in crypto. We're making money. The dinar hasn't come to pass yet, but that's okay. It will someday. But you don't just shove all your money into the dinar and sit back and go, I'm going to be a billionaire someday. Yeah, you know what? You might die before that happens too. And so I want to show you how to make money right now. Right now. There's ways of making money right now. You can go buy tax. I was bidding on tax liens last week that were paying out 15% per year on places in Breckenridge where multi-millionaires just forgot to pay their taxes. And now they got to turn around. I win one and they're like, oh, I got to pay Ninja 1.5%. I'm like, hey, it's pretty quick money per month. That's just Colorado. There's other states out there like Florida, like 18%. Boom. Hey, you missed your tax bill. The Ninja paid it for you. Oh, thanks, man. I don't want to lose my house. Well, cool. You just owed back the tax plus 18% to the Ninja. Well, it's only been 30 days. I don't make the rules. The state did, It's like missing your DMV payment. There's something called a fine. And and the cool thing is you get to keep your house. And we're making money like right now. So if you want to learn how to make money right now and you want to be ready for what's coming this spring and don't want to watch me in the spring going, oh my gosh, look, I told you. There you go. Links down below. It's over 80% off. I want to say it's 85% off. And if you want to dive into the coaching calls, which I highly suggest, I think all in, if you were to pay for a year's worth of coaching calls and the courses at today's price, how much is that? Like $1,100. You can't go anywhere in the industry for this type of training and get it for twice as much as that. So I've made a way for people to make money right now. You want it? It's there. If not, no worries. I just hope you go and crush it and not sitting on your butt, or don't give me an excuse. I don't have the money. You can buy a tax lien for $150 and make 18% right now. And if you don't get excited about that, you don't understand that 18% is insane rate of return. You'll be blowing away, especially if you get it paid back in 3 months as opposed to 1 year. But even if it was 1 year, you'd be blowing away the stock market. People are putting their money in the 401ks and being robbed by the government. Jeez, you could be investing yourself, be active, and be killing it. All right, enough talking. Links down below. Hope you guys have a great day. The Economic Ninja is out.